Yesterday we were talking about beer, and we got a guy wrote in. A guy named Tony said, "You people don't know about beer." So he wrote that the idea that Brits serve warm. What were we talking about Brits?
It was Beer Day yesterday.
Oh, National Beer Day. Yeah. The idea that Brits serve beer warm is kind of off. They don't serve it ice cold like we do here. They serve it cool or cellar temps. Not as cold as we're used to, but not warm by any stretch of the imagination. Also, Paul mentioned that Germany had all these beer varieties when he was there for the concert, but times have changed.
Oh, that was where they had, what was the big, they had a big festival, beer festival, I can't think of the name. Oktoberfest.
Yeah, they've been having it for years in Munich. Tony?
Hey, what's up, Paul?
Are you going to argue us about beer? Hold on a second here. In the mid-'80s, there were only around 90 breweries in the U.S. Now we have over 2,000 and the best and most diverse beers in the world. I think the Germans and the Czechs and those other guys would probably argue. What makes you a beer expert?
Well, I host a very large beer festival here in Coconut Grove called Grovetoberfest. We have over 200 different beers, and I've been drinking beer avidly for almost my whole life.
Congratulations. Now, this Grovetoberfest, do you guys have I hate the little sample. I like a real man's cup.
Well, you don't like the flights when you go to Tap 42.
That's
different.
No, I like a flight.
Yeah, you get
but when you go to these beer fests, they just give you this little, like a little shot glass.
Give me a full damn pour.
Standard American beer. Is there any way we can get to a point where you actually drink a real beer?
I mean, you could, but the idea is that you have 200 or 300 different beers, like at our festival, and you get to try all these different varieties. If you did that a pint at a time, you'd get through like 8. But with the smaller cups, you can get through 20 or 30 different styles and check out which ones you like and which ones you don't like.
After you wait in line a half hour for each sample, though, right?
Now, when you have 300 tables, believe it or not, the lines are divided up pretty quickly and pretty easily.
Now, these craft beers that I've been sucking them down like they're going to run out of hops.
Right.
They're really good.
Yeah.
Anybody local here doing any good beers?
Well, you got Funky Buddha right up by you. They just opened up their full brewery. They used to be a brew pub. They're up on Oakland Park. They're great. They just opened up award-winning beers in Miami. You have Schnebly, the winery, has beer.
They don't make it out of kiwi fruit and all that, do they?
Actually, they have fruit-infused beer. They're called Miami Brewing, and they're doing a lot of great stuff.
Really?
We have a new one. Yeah, we have a new one opening up in Wynwood called Wynwood Brewing. There's some breweries.
Who are those guys in Boynton? I know there's one in Boynton.
Yeah, up in Boynton, you got Due South. Again, those guys are local guys. They've been at it for a few years.
And Coconut Creek, there's another. What's that guy that came in here with those beers from Coconut Creek?
Nice guy, wasn't he?
Well, one of the things that you talked about was being on the boat. I have a boat. I used to have a Contender. Moved up to a CV a few years ago, and that was a shot. And a lot of times
you took a shot.
A lot of times these craft beers, people think, craft beers are heavy, you can't drink them on a boat. But the craft breweries, they make summer beers infused with fruit. They're a little bit lighter.
Listen, you're talking to a bunch of guys here. Leave the friggin' fruit out of my beer.
I like the orange in my blue moon. Orange in my blue moon is good.
Stop it already. Like that? You like the Bachelorette.
That's why I have a feminine side.
Just give me a beer without, I'll put a lime in a Corona. That's about it.
Oh, that's it? Okay.
Or a Hefeweizen where you put a little lemon in that thing. But that's, fruit and beer, it's weird.
Hefeweizen's too heavy.
Orange, a little orange peel in a blue moon or something like that. You think that's weird? That's very common. Popular beer.
Well, it's fine. I just like my beer without fruit in it.
Yeah, so there's a huge...
What about the summer IPA? Do you like an IPA?
I like pale ale.
Oh, I got to have a beer right now.
That's a little bit heavier, That's going to be
Bring some beers in next week, Tony. We'll have a few drinks and we'll test them, all right?
I'll bring in 10 summer beers, and you guys can check those out.
Thanks, buddy.
All right, man.
Oh, sorry.
My grandfather died in a brewery, drowned. Did I tell you that?